One. We're live.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back into Bay Area Combat's North Bay Face-Off. This is our weekly, sometimes bi-weekly, sometimes monthly podcast brought to you by Suncoast Awning and, of course, Bay Area Combat. I am joined by my co-host, Steve Barnett, the matchmaker and co-promoter of Bay Area Combat, as well as Deborah Farolito, also co-owner of Bay Area Combat. Don't forget, guys, June 22nd, it's coming up very, very fast. Napa Valley Expo, it is Bay Area Combat, North Bay Face-Off. I think this is 5. Are we on 5?
Yeah, we're on 5 right now.
16 fights, guys, 4 title fights. It's going to be a great night. We're going to crown 2 new champions as well as 2 titles that'll be on the line. We are lucky enough to be joined in studio here today by Wrong Turn, Terrance Saeteurn, who is now the new Panda Cup flyweight champion after beating Javier Martinez. By the way, round 1 knockout, correct?
Yeah, that's right.
That's is that your second round 1 knockout? No, you have a couple second round knockouts, a first round knockout, and then some guy somehow escaped your hands and made it all the way to a decision, right?
Yeah.
How'd the fight go, man? Walk us through what happened. You just won the belt.
Shit, man, it was cool. We went out there, and then he hit me with like the first punch he threw, and then like he started throwing like a combination, and then I did took a step back and threw a left hook, and then the left hook. I didn't even feel like I landed the left hook, to be honest with you. And then I didn't know that like I landed it until I went to throw my right hook, and I seen him like already on his way down, and then went to try to finish the fight. I jumped right into an arm bar and was fighting an arm bar and a triangle for like a good part of the first round. And once I got out, and then I got him I had his back, took his back, and then just
rain shots down on him.
Shots down, yeah.
Just beat his ass.
Yeah.
Did he do what you wanted him to do? He came out swinging? Because I have a feeling that's what you wanted to do. Just by looking at your record. By the way, Terrance Saeteurn is 4-0, 3 finishes, 2 in the second round, 1 in the first round. He did have a decision. I believe that decision was back in December against Cesar Hernandez, February 23rd for Bay Area Combat.
That was also another good fight, too.
Absolutely a great fight.
Cesar was tough.
Yeah, and let's see. So you've beaten Maceo Lara, Wyatt Barrett, now Javier Martinez, of course, Cesar Hernandez, and you've only fought Bay Area Combat and Panda Cup so far.
Yeah.
Which one's your favorite? They're both my friends, so I'm going to snitch no matter what you say.
I mean, I definitely like fighting for both of the promotions. Bay Area does I feel like Bay Area is like a little bit more like
Pageantry. It's like a big show.
Yeah. Everything's dark, and then the only lights that's in there is like the lights that are on the cage. So that's pretty cool. And then Panda Cup's pretty cool too. I mean,
they both take good care of you. Just different atmosphere. Different atmosphere.
They both take care of me. So,
Bubba, you like how we're putting them on the spot?
That's what we got to do here at Bay Area Combat. Okay, so you got the belt. Do you carry it with you everywhere you go now?
Nah, man.
You're like, ladies, look at my jewelry.
I brought the belt home for the weekend, and then the Monday I went back to practice, and I just brought it to the gym, and it's been at the gym ever since.
Yeah, that's a good spot for it. You know? I had a guy once. It was actually this is back in the kickboxing days, but he used to sleep with his belt after he won it. It was bad, man. We made fun of him all the time. Steve, you sleep with your belts when you won belts?
Shit, I've never won shit except for a headache maybe or two.
All right, so we brought Terrance in, guys, to talk a little bit about his upcoming fight that'll be taking place at Bay Area Combat 5, what we just talked about at Napa Valley Expo. Terrance will be fighting Andrew Johnson Cabrera, who is 3-6 and 22 years old, coming out of Dragon House, Zong Lao's guy. You know anything about him?
To be honest with you, man, I don't really know too much about the guys that I fight. Like, I don't really watch any clips on them or anything.
Really? No tape studies or anything?
No,
okay.
Nothing. I let my coaches do all that. So, like, all I got to do is just go to practice. Like, they'll be like, hey, he likes doing this, so we'll counter with this, and you're good at this, so we'll do this. And we'll just go off of that. It's not really, like, I don't really, like, sit down and watch clips on them or anything.
Yeah. So, do you know anything about him? Have you asked around? Nothing.
No, I just know.
Just fuck it. Whenever I see him, I'm gonna sock him.
I just know that he fights out of Dragon House, and that's pretty much it, man. That's all I know.
All right, Steve. You put this match together. Terrance is here. What made you want to put this match together between Terrance and Cabrera?
You know, he's got a lot of fights. You know what I mean? He's got a few unsanctioned
9 fights, I think, yeah.
Yeah, that's on Camo.
Yeah.
But, you know, there's a few others that are on unsanctioned. He's a tough kid. He comes out and fights.
Right.
You know, Terrance comes out and fights. You know, that last fight at Panda Cup, I was sitting there cage side, you know, thanks, Bubba, you know, for hooking me up. But I was in arcade side. And that fight was just such a savage fight. I mean, good fist fight. Ended up on the ground, rolled around. It was just badass.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of like fits in the criteria of what Bay Area Combat's looking for. I had to match this up.
Yeah.
There was another potential matchup that was, that we talked about. We threw out on the table that was going to be a possible 125 elimination match for a state title fight, but that didn't work out. So we've set this match up. So, it was one of two fights that we hooked up. So this was, the two top choices I had.
So you win this fight and you'll have 2 belts. Mm-hmm. They're going to run out of room at the gym if you keep beating everybody's ass, Terrance. Speaking of your gym, I want to talk a little about you train at Nobody MMA.
Yeah.
They've been around a long time. I know Sonny Ramos is, I think, a blue belt under Caesar. And then George Van Dyke is a brown belt under Caesar, if I'm correct.
George, he's not our jiu-jitsu coach anymore. I don't think.
Okay.
He wasn't there when
Is Sonny your jiu-jitsu coach right now?
He's my head coach for MMA. Our jiu-jitsu.
Okay.
I have 2 jiu-jitsu coaches right
Okay.
now. My no-gi coach's name is Jalen, and then my gi coach's name is Joe. They both are out of Saber Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay.
Concord.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
I know both.
Really, those guys are cool. Those guys
And then are you training Muay Thai with Brandon? Or okay, so Brandon's your
Yeah.
striking coach pretty much right now?
Yeah.
And that's Brandon Umapig,
Yeah.
however you say his name. I just call he
Brandon-
just covered for
Brandon
me.
Kyle.
It was cool because he covered for me at Panda Cup. I couldn't ring announce
Right.
there, so you actually got to have one of your coaches announce
Yeah.
you as the new champion. That was pretty cool for you.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
And
Is
then
he out of that boot yet? Is he limping
Yeah,
around still? Okay.
He's still got a pimp
he's-
stroll going.
he's walking around on it now. I mean, he's moving a lot better on it now, which is good. I mean, he's been like struggling with that leg for a few months now. So, I mean,
But that
it's
was
good to
cool
see.
having him announce it.
Oh hell yeah, dude! It was tight. Yeah, so Umapig is like my kickboxing and Muay Thai coach, and then Madali, the one that's actually at my fights. He works a lot with me too with my boxing and like just stand up in general.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you just won the Panda title. You're gonna fight for the Bay Area Combat title. You're number 4 in California flyweight. Period. Did you know that?
No.
You're number. Check this out. You're number 7 on the West Coast. In the whole Western Hemisphere of Tapology, you're number 7 right now. So number 7 in the West. Number 4 in California. If you win this belt, I imagine that number is probably going to go up. To be honest with you.
Yeah, but then who are you going to fight? I mean, my pickings for matchups are kind of slim right now.
Yeah.
You
Is
know?
there anybody you want to fight?
No, man. I'm just honestly, I'm just gonna keep training and whatever fights my coach tells me, hey, we got a fight booked up. Okay, let's go.
Hey man, I'm looking at you right now. Did you just roll out of bed?
I did actually.
That's what I
yeah.
thought.
Must
I
be
did.
nice.
I did.
Hey, so did I. That's why I got this beanie on. I didn't shave. I look all old and fat. But no, I could tell, man, like your goatee's kind of going one way.
Yeah.
Your hair's going one way. You got the wrinkled shirt on. That's my man right there. So
Yeah,
I'm going to go
man.
do this podcast in my pajamas. I don't give a shit.
So, I was looking at the whole list of 125ers out here. We got, Mike Cabrera locally that's tough.
Yeah, Mike Tubera. Got a choke named after him, the Tubera choke. Dude's a beast.
Shit. And then we got what's the local guy's name that you used to train with once in a while? There's
Beto.
Beto Martinez.
Yeah, that's my dog right there.
Yeah,
Beto.
he's another one in your weight class.
Okay, now let me ask you this, because obviously I hang around the Diaz brothers. They don't fight each other from their camp. Would you fight your buddy like that? I mean, you guys don't train together anymore, right?
I mean, honestly, he's my boy. So I mean, if he says yeah, then I mean, I'm not gonna say no.
I like that
what
answer.
I mean? I mean, and we talked about it before. Like it's inevitable. It's gonna happen one of these days.
To be the best, you got to beat everybody, and that means
Yeah, because that's something that's going to happen. It will happen because of the local area, the lack of 125ers. It's going to happen.
And you should strive to want to fight. I'm going to tell you why. Because if you're both fighting each other in these big fights, it means that your team is successful, that everyone on your team is successful. Because if one guy's not doing too good and one guy's up here like you winning all these belts going undefeated, then obviously you wouldn't be fighting him. So just the fact that you're both being talked about to fight each other shows that your team and the guys you train with obviously are making it. You know what I mean? So that's the way I see it.
Because Beto just beat Michael Howard. Michael Howard's ranked number 7 in California under Camo. I don't know what the Tapology ranking is on him, but he just jumped up on the top 15 list just on that last fight at Panda Cup.
Yeah. So let me ask you this: when you train for a fight, how long's your camp? So you got the reason I'm asking you this is this: you've had these 4 fights. You stay super busy, bro.
Yeah.
It's like you fought October, December, February, and then just now in May.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're taking almost no time in between. How long are your
Nah,
camps?
Dude, to be honest with you, like, so I'll fight on a Saturday, and then Monday I'm like right back at practice. So it's like not even really. I don't really take any time off, and I'm like, that Monday I'll go back into practice and I'll get beat the fuck up, and it's like it's not even really like I won anything. You know, I'll get brought back to earth real fast, and I'd rather keep it that way because like I don't believe in really taking any time off.
Yeah.
I feel like if I take a day off, that's another day that somebody's got above me, and it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, your team, whoever you're gonna fight, do you think they're stopped training?
Yeah, exactly.
So
But guys like you make it easy for guys like Steve too, because it's easy for him to put fights together when there's guys like you that are like, yeah, fuck, I just fought last week. Let's fight. Let's set it up.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So I like how you guys mix it up. We've trained with you guys a few times here and there and stuff. It's like you guys have a good training camps. You have good foundation to work good stuff with. It's like that kind of stuff right there breeds really high level fighters that bigger shows want.
Right.
Bigger shows want.
Absolutely. So you've been pretty lucky then, like no medical suspensions or any kind of like mandatories?
This last fight, they suspended me for like a mandatory 60 days because I had some stitches. But I mean, I already got it cleared off already. I sent Steve the note the other day, and
Chicks dig scars, bro.
what's funny is that after this last fight for Panda Cup, the next weekend I went to this jiu-jitsu tournament out in Fremont, and I think I was supposed to have the stitches in my head until like the next Tuesday after that, but the Friday before the tournament, I went and got them taken out, and then went to the tournament. And
how'd you do at the tournament?
I did it triple golded.
Nice.
Yeah, so
that's it.
Yeah.
What a bum, dude! You couldn't get more golds than that in one day.
Fucking lose it. Bro.
Triple gold. So, what belt are you?
I'm a white belt.
Okay.
I just started doing gi jiu-jitsu in January of this year.
Yeah.
And then last year is when I started training. Like last year, April 1st was like when I first started training like MMA. Like I never took a stand-up class or anything.
Last year is when you first started training?
Yeah, last year, April 1st.
Yeah, how long were you doing wrestling though?
I started wrestling when I was 9, but like I didn't really understand like what I was doing until I was like 16, and it was like on and off all the way into high school.
So you just had your 1-year anniversary in the MMA community,
Exactly.
and you're 4-0 with a belt.
Yeah.
People hate you, bro. Nobody likes you. People train for like 3 years and can't win a fight. I was gonna say because you pointed out, look, you're a white belt, and people hear that and they go, wait, what? Because you've won these fights, but what people don't get is most MMA fighters train without a gi, and you can't belt up when you train without a gi. You could go for 10 years and roll without a gi, and then all of a sudden you don't have any belts. You know what I mean? And then everybody's like, oh, well, and you go, no, fuck you, bro. I've been rolling for 10 years. I'll smash you. You know what I mean?
I've been training for about 20 years,
and you're a white belt,
and I'm a white belt.
So that's cool. So what made you get into it? If it's just last year, how old are you?
I just turned 24.
Is this something you always wanted to do, or?
Yeah, definitely. When I first started wrestling, like when I was 9, and then I seen some UFC fights. I seen like some Matt Hughes fights. This is when Matt Hughes was like the champ, and then like I seen some Tito fights.
You were like what, 4 years old, 5 years old?
I remember I was like 9.
Yeah,
I was like 9.
That's about right. That's about the right time frame.
Yeah. And I like when I first watched it, that's when I just started wrestling. So I was like, oh shit, this is fucking cool, Like I definitely want to do this one day. And then like, I graduated high school, and then like I just started working. Like I went to college for like a community college for a little bit, but
what were you gonna do? What was your plan there?
The plan was to get like a scholarship to like a college, but like I wasn't.
As a wrestler?
Yeah, I wasn't like hella smart or anything. So.
But did you declare anything? Did you study?
No.
Okay.
I mean, when I went to community college, it was only for like my general, and I did it for like a semester and a half, and I was like,
did you go to class?
Fuck this.
Did you go to class?
I did the first semester. The second semester, I was like, fuck, dude. I was working too, and then I was just like, dude, I'm not gonna pay these people for my time.
Yeah, I feel you. Okay, so is Nobody the first gym you walked into?
Yeah,
Okay.
It is actually, yes.
And was that by design? Somebody told you about it, or you just said, hey, let me check this spot out?
I had seen it driving past it a couple of times, and like somebody had gave me a flyer for it, and I swung by there before they had relocated, because they just relocated like late last year.
Okay.
I want to say they relocated late last year or early last year, and I went there before they relocated, and nobody was there, so I was like, oh shit, whatever. And then a few months later, I seen that they had moved like down the street a little bit, and I walked in there, and then I was talking to Roger Severson. Actually.
Oh, yeah.
He's the one that he's the one that I was like talking to and like did my account with them and stuff.
Okay.
Like signed up with them, you know, and I think I did it like around February, and then I was just like, or March. I did it like around March. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to chill for a couple of weeks, and then April 1st, I'm going to go. So then April 1st, I went, and then I haven't left ever since.
So most camps have, like, and I know nobody's this way as well, they have, like, classes, and people can come, and you can pay, and you can train.
Yeah.
But then at some point, and this is with pretty much every MMA camp, at some point you switch over to the pro team or at least the competitive team, and then things are a little different. At what point did you switch from I'm going to go classes here and now, okay, let me get on this competitive team and start fighting?
I was training there. I think it was a little bit because I fought. Okay, so last year in June, it was like I probably been training for like a few months.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah, like 2 months.
Yeah, there was like this it was like this IKF Kachi Campo thing going on at Solano Community College.
Steve Fossum.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
They had like it was like a really big event. Like they did like sport sparring, like karate sparring.
Okay.
They had like
Definitely
forms.
Steve Fossum, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they had people fighting with sticks, and then there's like a kickboxing, a Muay Thai event.
Oh yeah, cool. So it was a
jiu-jitsu.
full-on martial arts expo. Yeah.
Yeah. So then it's funny because I wasn't even gonna fucking compete, dude. I was just gonna do the no-gi, and then my boy Lino Gillis, I was like talking to him the night before, and I was like, bro, I hella want to do the kickboxing, but I don't want to go out there and just get beat up. You know? And he's like, and I was like, do you think I should do it? And he's like, fuck it, dude. I mean, you've been training, like, why the fuck not?
All
And I was
experience.
like,
yeah.
fuck it then. I went out, I went and registered the next morning, and then I fought 3 times that day, and then I ended up winning the open weight grand tournament.
Nice.
Belt for kickboxing for the
Hell yeah.
kickboxing / Muay Thai event. And then I think a little bit after that is when Cesar Gonzalez, Cubby, he invited me to go cross train with with one of our affiliate gyms. And ever since then, like I just been fucking.
Yeah, I feel you.
I've been on the fight team ever since. You know.
So what would you be doing if you weren't a fighter? Tomorrow they ban MMA. You can't ever train again. What are you gonna do? I ask everybody this question. Most of them just say they'd be homeless.
Probably, yeah, dude. I mean, I don't know. I'd be like, I don't know, like, fucking in jail or something. I don't know. Shit. I don't know. Just working.
Steve Barnett would be your cellmate. You guys could
Just working.
I
and
definitely
probably
would be in
just
trouble.
getting hella drunk every day and shit. I don't know, something like that. So.
How come you don't have a Facebook, bro? What, you don't do social media? Or you got Insta?
No, I have an Instagram, yeah, but
Okay.
I mean, like,
You gotta use that shit.
like,
People
like when
need-
Facebook started to get real popping, like I don't know, I was just like, oh, that's fucking, I don't want to do that
Stupid.
shit, you know, like yeah, I wasn't trying to follow the crowds or whatever, but everybody's like telling me like, dude, you need to fucking make a Facebook, you need to make a Facebook. I'm like, bro, I'll make one, and I just never
Never
made one.
have.
Yeah, I'll get to it eventually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not really like something that's like a priority for me right now, you know, to have a Facebook.
It's like, I hate to say it, it's the way of the future.
Yeah.
It's
Well, Insta too. I mean, they both are.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, I've seen guys that debut pro fights in big shows, and the reason why is because they've had like 15,000 followers on Instagram and shit like this,
Yeah.
and people know who the fuck they are,
Yeah.
and they suck.
Yeah. You don't have to be good.
They
you
suck.
just gotta have a following. Yeah.
I'm gonna be real about it though,
But
Yeah.
but you need ticket sales too. I mean.
Yeah, but if they have 15,000 fucking followers on Instagram, it's just like that translates into ticket sales. You know what I mean?
For sure
And it's
does.
like, man, it's like fuck. It kills me too, though.
His last fight was the most viewed fight we had.
Oh, there you go. Your
was
last
he?
fight was the most viewed fight on the Bay Area Combat Channel.
Oh, for the one against Hernandez.
Yeah, Cesar
Oh,
Hernandez,
okay.
February 23rd.
Okay.
That was the
Cool.
decision.
That's cool.
That was Hey, did that bother you that you didn't finish him?
Not necessarily. No, I mean, I knew after I got out of that armbar, I heard the clap for the 10 seconds, and I was like, I gotta finish strong, cause I don't,
Yeah.
definitely I wouldn't want to leave it into the hands of the judges, cause that shit is like you know, like.
Yeah, they don't seem to watch the same.
It was
fights.
unanimous, right? I remember it was
Sometimes, yeah.
unanimous decision.
I think so, yeah.
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 The judges never seem to watch the same fights we watch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Well,
It's
then-
weird, right?
Well, it's hard when you have a bunch of judges that have never fought or trained. I think, honestly, I feel like in general, and I don't know, I'm not going to get into this right now, but in general, if you've never fought or at least trained for 15 years, you should not be judging fighters on how they fight. That's that simple.
I do agree with you on that.
Yeah,
It's like
for
it's
sure,
really
for
hard
sure.
when, especially being a promoter and seeing some fights that are just like, what the fuck were they watching?
Yeah.
It's like, dude, did you just see this fucking call? And it's upsetting to me because it's like I know when some fighters, when they actually they deserve to win the fight, and the judging is so off. In my opinion, it's just
Yeah.
everybody has their own opinion of how the fight should be scored.
Right.
And the judges do their job. Then that's what they feel they see is what they judge on. But it's like as an educated fight fan, promoter, matchmaker, fighter myself, same with you, Jim. Is that we see some stuff. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
a lot of it has to like sometimes it has to do with like the hometown advantage, like the
Oh,
guy
100%.
the guy that's
Yeah.
from the city and stuff like that. Like, I think that has a lot to do with it sometimes too. But I mean, as far as like upset that I didn't finish the fight, no.
Caesar's a tough ass dude too.
Yeah, for sure. Hats off to Caesar
He's
too.
tough.
I'd like to see that one again, really. I mean, but listen, I'm going to tell you the same thing I tell everybody. Once you win a fight against somebody, there's no real reason to go fight him again because you've already beat him. You might as well move on to someone else. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
From his point of view, he's probably like, okay, let's run that back. But you necessarily don't really need to do that. You know what I mean?
I mean, it doesn't matter to me, dude. Like that shit don't matter to me.
Yeah.
Like, if, we can run it back if he wants. I mean, it's all up to like my coaches because my coaches are the ones that tell me about my fights. So.
What was your favorite fight of the four? You got four wins, no losses. If you had to pick one, let me ask you this. You got all four of them in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
You just met someone and they said, oh, you're a fighter. Let me see a fight. Which one are you pulling out to show them?
Oh shit. Probably my most recent one because it was just so. It was for the belt, and
Yeah.
like I felt like there was a lot of action, all like condensed within that round. By the way, shout out to Javier Martinez. I seen him at Titans Cage this past Saturday. That fool's pretty cool. We chopped it up for a quick second.
Yeah.
But it probably would be my most recent fight because like I said, it was just a lot of action packed into just one round. Like
Yeah, and you get better as you go.
Exactly,
So you're
yeah.
obviously a better fighter than you were 4 fights ago.
Yeah.
You won a belt. You got a knockout in the first round. That's a fight you got to show everybody,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
This is what I do to people. That's
Yeah.
what I do. So, Steve, let's say he wins this fight, which he will. I'm not going to – listen, I better not take sides because we might be interviewing your opponent soon. But let's say he wins this fight. Is there somebody that you have on the radar that you're thinking, okay, this is who I want to go against the winner of this fight?
Absolutely, I do, but I can't really talk about it right now.
Why?
because
This is your show. You're the matchmaker.
Well-
This is your podcast. You know, you're always like stealthy and shit,
Well,
bro.
you
Come
know,
on, man. This is
well,
your shit.
Yeah, you're right. But the thing
What are we
is,
doing
like,
here?
it's fucking showing love to other teams first. You know what I mean? I got to respect it. It's
All
like
right.
I got a wonderful relationship with everybody. It's like my opinion of what or my thoughts about who I'm going to match them up with is something we'll talk about after this fight.
I gotcha.
You know what I mean? It's like I do have some potential people in mind.
You're boring, dude.
I
You're
know it sucks sometimes, but it's
fucking
like,
guy.
but look at my matchups. They're good. They're
You
solid.
do,
You
you
know,
do put together good matchups.
because I put these matches together with the thought of being a fight fan.
Yeah.
And then what's going to be a good fight. I'd rather see two dudes that suck, slug the fuck out, and fall. You know what I mean? And it's like because it makes for a good fight for
They're
them.
even matchup, whether
Yeah.
they're good or not.
Yeah.
How many people you got coming to this fight?
I don't even know, man.
You don't even
I
care?
Don't know yet, yeah.
Come or don't. I don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. I'm
It
gonna
doesn't
win.
really
Come or
matter,
don't.
Yeah, no matter it doesn't matter who all goes. I'm still gonna go. I'm still gonna do my thing. I'm gonna fight my ass off. I mean,
Who are your
don't
favorite
matter.
training partners over
my
at Nobody?
favorite training partners. I like going with Cubby. Cubby's that fool's a fucking hog. He definitely pushes me. Lino's definitely one of my other favorite training partners. And then I go with Coach Ramos, Coach Sonny every once in a while too. I like going
Yeah.
with Coach Sonny. Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
So Gavin. What about Gavin Sheehan? I know you wanted to fight that kid once.
Yeah, I mean, we can run it up with Sheehan. I'm not really tripping, dude. It does not matter, you know.
He's a tough kid.
Can
I think-
anybody in California beat you?
Fuck, I mean, we'll see, dude.
You see that humbleness? Come on, man. It's
We'll
like
see,
you're
man.
on your path to a good career right now. It's like
When you got the number 4 fighter in California who just won a belt, he's undefeated, and you say, can anyone beat him? He goes, I don't know, we'll see. I mean, a lot of guys have just been like, hell no, nobody can beat me. I like that. I like that attitude.
Yeah,
but I think in
we'll
your
see,
head, you're
man.
probably thinking, no, nobody can beat me.
You just don't want to friend yourself off.
Nah, not necessarily. Not necessarily. I mean, it'll happen eventually. And
Yeah.
It's just like with anything else. It's necessary. It's necessary for growth. You know.
So you had a quick amateur. Your path has been fast.
Uh-huh.
You started training in April
Yeah.
last year. So within a year, you've had 4 fights, 3 of them in the last, I want to say, like 6 months.
Yeah.
And you're undefeated. You've won a belt. You're fighting for another belt. Do you have a timeline in your head, like a goal, when you want to start making some money doing this?
That's definitely the number one goal is to get there eventually, but I'm just taking it a fight at a time right now, man. Like, I definitely want to go pro, and I don't know how long it's going to take. I don't really care how long it takes. You know, I'm going to do whatever it takes to become professional and to just live my dream as a professional fighter. You know, definitely. Yeah. It doesn't really matter how long it takes. I'm honestly I'm kind of just going with it right now. You know, I'm just going with the flow right now.
Yeah, I see a lot of guys that just like have this fucking starstruck. Gotta go pro, bro.
Yeah, and then
I need to get paid, and then they don't get those certain things that they need as an amateur to go out there and take the opportunity to lose and learn and and throw it out there and figure out what the fuck they really need to do and learn. And they fuck up. And they go pro, and then all of a sudden they're devastated.
I seen something on Instagram recently. Well, one of my homies had sent it to me. He was one of my old teammates from when we were in high school wrestling. I forget who it was, but there was this UFC fighter that had tweeted something saying, like, for any up-and-coming fighters right now that want to make it to the big show, don't be in a rush to get signed to a big promotion, because what's going to happen is that once there's going to be all this hype behind you, and then you'll lose. Let's say if anything, you lose for
Sage North Cut.
And like you lose, and then all of a sudden your marketability goes down, and then people stop fucking with you, and this and that. So it's just like he said something like, it would be better to lose in like a lower end promotion a few times before you get put onto the big show.
Yeah, because no one's hearing about it. I mean, locally
exactly,
they are. California, we're hearing about it, but like, and I mentioned Sage Northcutt for a reason, because this is a guy that Dana literally thought was going to be the face of his company. They fast tracked him into the UFC. They thought no one could beat him. He got beat a bunch of times. Then he went and fought for an off promotion and got knocked out in like 13 seconds or something. So I mean, his career is basically over. And that, in my opinion, a lot of that is Dana's fault, his coach's fault, his family's fault, his circle's fault, for letting them fast track him like that. Yeah, he had the look. Yeah, he's a great fighter, but he wasn't ready for the push that he got. I mean, nobody was ready for that at that age, that fast.
Do you imagine
so I
the
agree.
the starstruck walking out on a big stage, and all of a sudden you're in front of what, 18,000 people?
Yeah.
The fucking pressure. You can imagine that shit.
Yeah, and he's still hella young too. He's hella young. He's younger than I am, so it's like.
And he's a good dude, and he's a good fighter.
Yeah.
I just think that like you just said, it's a perfect example of what you just said. The path he took. He did. I don't even know how many amateur fights he had, but I don't think it was very many.
I'm pretty sure he had like a lot of like sport karate.
That kind of stuff.
Too.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure he like grew up doing like sport karate.
Yeah,
and
he was
shit.
definitely a
So
karate guy.
He's definitely had his fair share of like.
That dude should have been like an action star.
Yeah, he looks like a fucking superhero.
Yeah,
dude. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Shit.
Maybe that's a good way to make money, though, right?
Yeah. I mean,
so you mentioned Tito, you mentioned Matt Hughes, but who are your influences? Who are the guys that, like, if this guy's fighting, I gotta watch it. These are my favorite fighters. And you can't name teammates. Don't give me that shit.
Well, growing up for sure, BJ Penn, like when he was the king of the lightweight division, for sure, he was like one of my favorite guys to watch.
Okay.
I like Jose Aldo too. Demetrius Johnson, I fucking love watching that dude fight. That fool's a fucking animal. He's so technical, so smooth. Fedor.
I love Fedor.
Hendo, when Hendo was still fighting.
The bomb.
Yeah, man. Like I like a lot of kind of like older
Pride guys.
fighters. Yeah. Who
love
else?
Pride.
Who else? Shit, I like watching like Justin Gaethje, Edson Barboza, Cowboy Cerrone. Cowboy Cerrone's a fucking beast, dude. I definitely like watching Cowboy fight. Shit, yeah, man.
Yeah.
I like watching a lot of fighters for sure.
So, and I wanted to double check my math real quick, but Sage Northcutt only had 5 pro fights before he joined the UFC.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Shit, damn.
So that's, I mean, to me, that's crazy. You know.
It is.
So not that. Listen, more power to him. He made some money. He got a push. But I remember my cousin Darren Cooley after he tapped Uriah at some big show, and he was, I think Darren at the time was 4 or 5-0 as a pro, and I had approached Scott. Oh my gosh, what's the guy's name from WEC? Not Scott Smith. Scott
Coker?
No. Scott Adams. Scott Adams was the matchmaker for WEC at the time, and I approached him and I said, "Hey, I want to bring Darren." And he said, "What's his record?" I said, "He's 5-0." He goes, "Let's get him like 5 or 6 more fights. If he wins those, then we'll bring him in." And that's, 10, 11 fights as a pro, undefeated. Then maybe you start looking at moving to a bigger organization.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, definitely.
It's also a good. It's also a good way to build a fan base too, and that's really what the big show's about. Is having a good fan base, having a decent product for the fans. You know, people know who they are when they hear their name, and it's like they know who he is.
Yeah. So how's your family feel about you being a fighter? Do they all support you?
Yeah, they do. My dad for sure. My dad's always been like supportive of me. Like whatever I decided to do, like as long as I wasn't like fucking gangbanging or smoking dope or something like that, you know. Like he'd always support me. My mom wasn't really fucking with it at first. Like she's like, I don't want to see you get hurt and this and that. And it's just like, I know what I'm getting myself into when I go in. And then like my uncles and aunties and stuff, they're all hella supportive. I don't think they've missed a single fight so far, you know, and it feels really good, you know, like not just winning in front of them, it's just the process of like fighting in front of my family and my friends and shit is like hella cool to me for sure.
And they see you working hard for a goal and getting better.
Yeah.
You know,
for
no matter
sure.
what you're doing, that's always going to be impressive to your family.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're definitely really supportive, and I'm happy they are. You know,
Is Pops your biggest fan?
Probably, man.
Yeah.
Probably. I don't really get to see my dad too much, actually. That fool's got fucking 2 full-time jobs and shit, and like so he works like.
What nationality or what's your?
I'm Mien.
Okay.
Mien, yeah. But he works like at 5 or 6 in the morning. He gets off like 2, and then at 3 he's got to drive all the way out to Benicia and fucking
Making
work
me feel like a
until,
lazy fucking bum right now.
Yeah.
Dude.
So then like me, like I work from like 4 a.m. to 2:30 p.m.
What do you do?
Monday through Friday. I work for this company. They manufacture like aerospace parts and shit.
Oh, okay.
It's not as cool as it sounds. It's really not as cool as it sounds. Really.
But they think you're the coolest dude there because you're an MMA fighter and you just want a belt.
The people that know about it, yeah. I try not to. I don't really like a lot of the upper management, so like I don't really talk to them. You know what I mean?
So does some of the shit you make
I don't really like any of it.
Because it's like, you know, because some of my coworkers, like, they'll talk about it hella loud, like, hey, yeah, what's up? You gonna have them sponsor you? I'm like, fuck no, I don't want them to sponsor me. Like, they don't even want to pay me no money. Why would I want to fucking wear their shit on my shorts? You know, hell no.
Well, hey, money talks. You got to promote yourself. That's that Instagram and Facebook shit.
Well,
right there.
they were talking about, you know, like the company that I work for, and
Right.
it was kind of like a fuck you to like the upper management and shit, you know.
What? Who are your sponsors?
Right now, just
Supplement
Blackout Fight Gear and
Rodney Angerson.
Solution Supplements is one. Train for Life, they have like they make T-shirts and stuff. But then this last fight, dude, it was crazy, man. The Blackout Fight Gear decided to give me a sponsorship.
Yeah, Rodney.
And then dude, it was cool. He came through actually the Friday when you came through to drop off the tickets. They came through a little bit before you did, and like, I talked to Rodney, and that fool was hella fucking cool.
Yeah, he should have called me, man. I was trying to get some more boxing gloves from him.
So there you guys have it. So if you're listening, Terrance needs some more sponsors.
Yeah.
He's 4-0. He's the current Panda Cup champion. He's about to possibly be the Bay Area Combat champion, number 4 in California, number 7 on the West Coast. Period. So call him and give him some money. That's my point. That's what I think.
Hey, so
happen.
Terrance, I hope you and your family are gonna make it out to our after party at Downtown Joe's this time, right?
Oh, is that where it is gonna be?
Yeah.
I didn't even know you guys have after parties,
of
bro.
course
like,
we did.
shit,
I don't go to
Yeah.
after parties.
Ah,
I can't do it, man.
I'll see what's up, man. Because usually after my fights, dude, I like to just chill. Like, I want to just chill with
See,
my fam.
look,
and
that's what I'm
fucking-
talking about. Like,
I just want to, get
everyone's
drunk
screaming all night. It's the loud music. People are
Yeah.
drunk. They're banging all over the place, and then it ends, and you're like, and then everyone goes, all right, let's go to the after party. Fuck you. I'm going home, bro.
Yeah, I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I definitely like going out for drinks and shit with my team and stuff too. But like when the last time when I fought for you, in March, we had like my team come over to my house and shit, and like we had a family over there, and that was hella cool, you know. Like, that's something where
That's a real after party,
exactly.
right?
Yeah. I don't.
They've been making food.
Yeah, hella food. Mom's made hella food, and like we got hella fucking drunk. I mean, it was cool.
What do you drink? Tell everyone at home what you drink. When you get drunk, what do you drink?
It's either Hennessy or like a cold beer, as long as it's not like a light beer.
Damn, you
I
would have
like
been a
light
gangster.
beer,
You
but-
would have been a gangster. Hennessy. It's Hennessy.
Yeah,
Damn,
man.
MMA
Yeah, for
saved your
sure.
life, bro.
For sure, Hennessy. Yeah, that's what my family drinks.
You'd be
so,
on
man.
gangland and shit if you
And then-
didn't.
well, I mean, my aunties, they drink like vodka. Like they make like vodka drinks and shit too, which are cool. But all the dudes in my family for sure drink Hennessy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What
So
about you, Steve Barnett? What's your drink of choice?
Fucking Rockstar or a Red Bull or.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're always so laid back, though. I
Dude,
don't feel like you drink any energy drinks.
I do when I'm falling asleep. Fuck
Oh,
yeah.
yeah. I'm always falling asleep, bro.
Yeah.
So, guys, don't forget, it is June 22nd. It'll be the 13th fight of the night, Cabrera versus Saeteurn. Wrong turn, Saeteurn, the current Panda Cup champion. This is for the inaugural, the vacant 125-pound Bay Area combat title, the flyweight title on the line that night. Don't forget, guys, 3 other title fights, all brought to you by Suncoast Awning. The after party will be at Downtown Joe's. Also, we have, what is the other sponsor?
Yeah, we got the IBEW Local
That's it.
180.
Local
They're-
180, yeah.
They're a strong supporter of us, and we got CNS. Deborah, what's the name of the Supplemental Solutions? Another one,
Solutions,
and
yep.
we
Yeah.
also have CNS Development.
Okay.
They're one of the belt sponsors. In fact, I think that they're the sponsor for your belt.
Absolutely.
nice.
So make sure you guys come out and check it out. As you can see on the screen right now, guys, if you're watching at home, tickets are available at bayareacombat.com. There will be limited tickets at the door, but I'm telling you guys right now, I know you go to a lot of local MMA shows and sometimes people don't show up, but Napa always sells out. So you
'Cause
guys
it's
got to get your
Napa.
tickets soon. Yeah. You want to see this fight, especially Terrance Saeteurn, but there's a lot of great fights on the card, including the main event, Michael Bueno.
So we're gonna put Terrance on the spot real quick. We did
Okay.
this last time.
Yeah.
Terrance, so which fight on that list of fighters front and back sides there? Which one do you think is gonna be the fight of the night? Not including yours, of course.
The backside here.
Both.
Front or back. It don't
Front or
matter.
back? Okay.
Which one excites you the most?
Well, I've seen Diego and Bueno fight before. Those guys are definitely some fucking savage. Oh,
Yeah.
Sal's fighting that night
Yeah,
too.
Sal
Yep.
Osorio.
Oh shit.
Against Solomon
damn, dude.
Valentine.
Damn, dude.
I know my fight card's looking sick, huh?
Fuck yeah.
Dude,
Fuck
like-
yeah.
Hey, that fight card, hey Terrance, that fight card's also with what? There was 5 promotions going on this month.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
shit.
what I was able to pull off.
Yeah, this is cute. Shit, man. I'll probably go with Bueno, man. Bueno's dope, dude.
Yeah,
That
those
fool's
are always
like
good
he's super
fights.
sick at gist, but he's just been fucking people up on the feet.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So there you go. So
Yeah.
Terrance Saeteurn thinks the main event is going to be the fight of the night.
Yeah.
Your fight obviously has the ability to be fight of the night.
Yep.
All 4 of those title fights do. The girls fight, we got Carly Lombardo taking on Valerie Thurs.
Yeah.
I mean, we got a lot of good fights that are happening that night. So everybody make sure you check that out. You don't want to miss it. It's in Napa Valley Expo, June 22nd, 5 p.m. bell time. Tickets on sale at bayareacombat.com. The whole event brought to you by Suncoast Awning and our other sponsors. Steve Barnett has put together a hell of a card, and him and Deborah Farrellito have done a great job putting all that together. We thank you guys for joining us on the face-off here today. Thank you, Terrance Saeteurn, for coming in, man. Give me the daps. Good luck in your title fight. Congratulations on the new belt, 4-0, undefeated. We will see you guys June 22nd in Napa.
Thank you.